We got some more Spice and Wolf. Our boy's going broke, completely bankrupt, yelling at Hollow, getting into arguments. Things aren't going too great, I would say. He has like probably about a day now before things really go bad, so he's gonna have to pull something out that, if it's obvious and it's been kind of hinted at that it's a possibility up to this point, I haven't caught it. If it hasn't been and it's going to be presented here, I guess we're about to learn what he's about to do. I think the smart thing to do here is get back together with Hollow, let her know, my bad for being dumb, and put your brains together and see if there's anything that you can do. Because realistically, if you're gonna do something to squeeze as much as you can out of somebody for money, you're probably gonna need her. So let's kind of get that settled first before we worry about you getting kind of taken away and then she has to be on her own. So hopefully he could figure it out. I have faith in the boy Lawrence, but we'll end up seeing. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you like it all, like and subscribe. Do mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave comments with this episode or series. Let's go going with episode 10 of Spice and Wolf. I'll pay you to leave me alone. That's crazy. He's like broken at this point because he knows what his life's about to become. Well, you got a little bit of money. What'd you get, like 10% of it? Oh, he's gonna go back to Hall. I thought he was going to the other guy. Or what are you sorry for?
あと40ルミオネ以上をどうにかしなくちゃならないが、もう俺にはどうしようもない。俺が思いつくのは賭博場に行くことくらいだ。だが、持つべきものが持てば倍々に増えるんじゃないかと思っている。だから、俺はその金を預ける。
That's a smart decision. To be honest, I'd go gamble it too. That's just me though.
ちょっと、もう戸締まりするんですよ。
I'm about to get fucking my life ruined in a day, brother. I don't have time to be sleeping. Take your money, Goofy. Mmm. It's embarrassing.
わっちがその大切な金を持って逃げたらどうするつもりだったんじゃ。
半分はそのつもりで集めていた。俺の失敗でお前との契約を果たせなくなったの。
At least you have something to get away with. Yeah. Yeah. Why are you even thinking about that as a possibility, brother?
そんなバカなこと。悪いのはわっちではないか。わっちがおらなかったら借りられたんじゃろ。なぜ主はそれをもっと怒らぬ。わっちは。
I'm surprised she's taking it so hard here. Right. That was just funny to me.
だってそうじゃろ。主はわっちを連れていたから金を借りられなかった。わがままで主についていったんじゃ。それが裏目に出たら怒られて当然じゃ。その上あんな風に謝られたらわっち
悪かった。俺はお前の手を払った時に本当に取り返しのつかない。
I honestly thought the same thing.
それこそどれだけ謝っても。
こんなお人よしなのはなんでじゃ。
We're getting so much Hollow features this episode. Why would he say that? Why? Probably just my personality. What a goof. Right. What the fuck? Why would you say that?
嘘でもいいから言ってほしい時とな、 今さら言ったら顔が腫れ上がるほど殴りたくなる時というものがあり
I did not hear the thing I want, and I want to beat the fuck out of you right now, buddy. Yeah.
じゃがまあ主がお人よしじゃからわっちゃのんきな旅ができているんじゃからなすべてを望むのは贅沢というものかもしれぬ
She's talking herself through it right now. Give her a second.
欲しかったじゃからもう一度じゃ
Yeah, say it correct this time,
なん
Goofy.
でそんなにお人よしなんじゃ
She's giving you a chance to redeem yourself. Thank you. Thank you. Would I hit harder the first time, but thank you.
まったくわっちらは何をしてるんじ
Sitting here fighting over goofy things when we're about to be fucking homeless tomorrow. Be imprisoned.
まったく。
ゃしかしな主よ
あ
次からはわっちを怒らせてくれれ主がいろいろ考えてくれるのは嬉しいが場合によっては互いに怒って怒鳴り合った方が早く問題が片付くこともある
わかった。
Mm-hmm.
主がわっちの知恵に期待したのは正解じゃと思う何せわっちには一つ良い案がある
Do you know?
どんな
I'm a little nervous about what it is. Feel it's about to be some sketchy shit. I don't know. She give me those vibes.
の密輸まさか。そのまさかです。破産寸前の人間は得てして無謀な計画を完璧なものと誤認するものです。
That is true.
金の密輸を凄腕の者に任せたらあなたが持ち込んできた計画は実現不可能だ。凄腕の連中はわざわざ金の密輸などしなくても十分に儲けている。
Maybe they just hadn't thought about it till now.
儲かっていない人材がいたとしたらどうでその人物が雇い主に不満を抱いているということです。そして私が知る人材の雇い主は
So we're gonna bring Nora into
金の
this.
密輸を教会への復讐行為とそそのかせば間違いなく食いついてくるでしょう。裏切りの可能性はない。私がこちらの紹介に追っている債務の支払い期限が今日
That's
までにあ
true.
ること。
Well, you know my plan beforehand.
私の手元にある金がこれだけなのです。私の債務の取り立てを一時中止し、金を買い付けるための資金を出資していただきたい。
That's a crazy ask.
ここから出ていったようじゃがぐずぐずしておってよいのかやわっちゃ特別耳がよく内緒話も筒抜けじゃ下の部屋で自分たちだけ逃げようと作戦を立てている内容を伝えてほしいかやこの紹介はブグの
A part of him
大
knows
損
it.
害を被ったここから逃げようここにいても明日はないみんなにも呼びかけて
Damn, that really broke, brother.
いかがですかもし私の負債を待っていただき、また私にもそれなりの分け前をいただけるのでした。
I have no choice but to accept.
やりましょう。
Something about his face there. He's just so defeated.
小娘をたぶらかす自信は
人聞きが悪いな。
何か違うのかや
あまり変わらない。
しかしまあわっちがのんきな旅をできるのは主がお人よしなおかげじゃからなわっちが代わりに小娘を丸め込んでもよい少しは主の役に立たんとな
Yeah, but that still scares me a little bit by sending you.
お前がレメリオを追い詰めてくれなきゃどうなったかわからない。十分役に立ってくれてるよ。
そうかや
You're all good, buddy.
暴落した商品を欲に目がくらんで掴んだのは俺自身の失敗だからな。俺が自分で話を取り付ける。
It's the least I can do.
こんなことにまでお前の手を借りていたら後でどれだけつけ込まれるかわからない。
Mm.
なんじゃせっかく菓子を作りまくって後で回収しようと思ったのに
危ない危ない。罠に
Listen, you're gonna get everything you want later anyway, so it doesn't matter.
実は仕事の依頼を。
本当ですか
Not while we're here. Oh, so she showed her hand a little bit, though she wants it too.
ノーラさんにお願いしたい。報酬は20リュミオーネ。
20
しかし それは成功報酬です。
That's only if you're good at what you
失
do.
敗すれば払われません。
Are you willing to take the
仕事は
risk?
羊を連れて歩くこと、そして無事に連れ戻すことです。それこそ利益に見合う程度には。仕立て服職人の組合加盟費は高くても1リュミオーネ。20あれば当面の生活費の心配もせずに仕事もできる。それどころか親方株だって楽に買えるでしょう。そうなればあなたはノーラ服飾店の親方です。
Jumpstarting a career. That's an opportunity you might not be able to pass on.
まあ、やっぱりこの町の教会とはなるべくなら関わりたくないですよね。
You right through her reasons.
ないです。
You can't even say it with full confidence, buddy.
彼らから預かった大事な羊を一生懸命守り通せば通すほど、彼らは異教の魔術を使っているのではないかと疑ってくる。違いますか？そして彼らはあなたの化けの皮を剥がそうと、他の羊飼いならば絶対に行かないような場所にあなたを。
And each time you come back unharmed and everything's perfect, it looks weird.
あなたが襲われるまで危険な地域に押し込め続けるでしょう。毎日毎日異教のものではないのかという疑念を抱き、この教会は豚より劣る。
That's a crazy thing to say. She's like, is anybody else hearing this shit? Looking
ちょっ
around.
と困らせてお金を稼ぎ、別の町に行く。そんな金の密輸です。
ですが、私に何ができる？
Because you're good, you have an in, a bunch of shit.
ご存知の通り、金の密輸に関しては恐ろしく厳重に取り締まりを行っています。
はい。
我々は羊の腹の中に金を隠すことで大量に、そしてバレずにこの町に金を持ち込もうと考えました。ほとんど通らない場所で羊を連れてうろうろしていても怪しまれず、しかもその場所はラムタラと最短距離で結ぶこともできる。そしてノーラさんにとってこの計画は教会への恨みを晴らすには絶好の機会でもあります。
And gets you a chance to jumpstart your whole life here.
寄付金と並んで金の輸出入ですからね。しかし
So it hurts them a bit too.
この仕事の後には
Yeah.
安全のため町を離れなければならない。
Yeah.
ただし報酬は20リュミオーネ。
It's enough to give you everything you need. Do you value it all enough? She's gonna say yes, but do you value it all enough?
ぜひやらせてください。
よろしくお願いします。
こちらこそ。
では細かい話に入りましょう。
主よ、もっと喜んだらどうかや。せっかくうまくいったというのに。
どんな利益があろうとも命を型にして見合う博打なんて存在しない。
Hmm.
いいな契約は結ばれた方がバカというのは証人同士の慣習だ。
But you did tell her she'd get nothing. She is aware of the dangers in it. She had the opportunity to turn it down too.
お人よしじゃな。あの小娘は獲物として追いかけられ食われるだけの羊ではない。野生の動物たちの輪の中に自ら決意して飛び込んできた果敢な羊じゃ。もしかしたら羊の皮をかぶった別の動物かもしれぬ。あまり言いたくはありんせんが、あれは良き羊か。
Fucking hurts with everything I got in me to say it, but damn.
しかし、主も意外に油断ならんのじゃな。
当然だ。お前もそそのかされないように注意しろ。
Too late for that.
まあ全員が笑える結果になるようにと、それは魅力的な案だが、やはり俺はみんなで笑う方がいい。
Hmm.
主はどうにもお人よしじゃな。
ダメか？
まさか。
The plans have been set in motion. Our abilities to escape this debt, to escape possible bankruptcy, to escape this horrible future that we possibly can be facing is right there. And we have it all laid out. It's honestly a decent plan, I would say. It's one of those situations that it makes perfect sense. It's not like we're pulling out some bullshit thing, because I feel like sometimes you have certain series where it's like a main character just randomly finds the fucking greatest plan you've ever seen, and it like has no risk almost for them, right? It's just like yeah, this is definitely gonna work. And while I'm already left under the suspicion this is gonna work, it still leads, you know, different layers and different characters and people involved that are doing illegal things, that if any of them kind of get caught for what they're doing, and it could be at times that possibly happen after we end up leaving the town as well, things could go really bad. And I think it works as a really good plan. Back against the wall, worst situation that you almost could imagine. What do? Well, you pull out the fucking riskiest plan that you can think of. It makes sense to me. There's no simple, yeah, we just found somebody who willingly just helped us out, or, oh, we were able to sell this and scam these dudes and, you know, use our ability to, you know, to use Hollow here and really squeeze out every dollar we got in somebody. Instead, it's literally, let's do something literally illegal. Let's figure out whatever we can do here to make this worthwhile for all parties involved who are taking this risk. And let's take this risk ourselves, because it's not going to get too much worse than this. If we don't do this, you know, we might just not see tomorrow, who knows, but we might have not seen it anyways to begin with. So I don't know, I think it's a smart plan. I really do. And it is fun, like I said, because of the risk factor kind of involved. Each of the pairings, each of the groups of everybody involved here has something to lose. You know, possibly the lives and everything that could come from the loss of Hollow or Lawrence themselves, but also the trading company and the guy having to be concerned, you know, struggle of everybody else trying to sell armor and getting kind of screwed over, and him also being screwed over as a result. It leaves them near bankruptcy, you'd assume too. So having to do something so that he's able to kind of recoup a lot of these losses and no longer have to live in that sort of fear might be something that's important to him. The other people that he's working with, the people that owe him money, there's a variety of people out there, and if they all up and leave, which it likely seems that they're talking to, at least what Hollow proposes, which could be a lie, but he's concerned enough regardless that this is a possibility and a thing that could be happening, he's left all alone. And he's left having absolutely no money, and he's not able to handle any of this. So what does he want to do? He's got to be fucking safe in that situation. Not safe, my bad. He's got to be a little risky in that situation. Nora wants to get away from everything, right? She wants to start a new life, essentially. She wants to follow her dreams and do all these things, and she's kind of shackled by the church here. What does she do? Takes the risk, right? I want to change. I want things to be different in my life, and the only opportunity I'm ever going to have is presented right here in front of me. So you know what? Fuck it. They suspect me enough already. I think I can do this. Am I confident enough in my own abilities? I think I am. Let me do this. And it works really well. We do a good job at sweet talking her a bit. We convince her, and it puts us all in a position where we can kind of get out of here. Now, the only one that doesn't really, or has a possibility of getting burned by this in the end, I'm not saying that they all don't, but more so in the way of, if this all successfully goes down, we evade the church, no tariffs, any of that stuff, we're good. We can up and leave the city. Nora can up and leave and start wherever she needs to. The trading company and whatever buddy's name is stuck here. He can't go. He's not going anywhere. This is his headquarters, right? This is his location. So if they catch on a little late, he might be in some trouble, but we escaped. So it's like, how do you kind of want to feel about it? I don't know. But regardless, I think it does a pretty excellent job at presenting the stakes involved here, possible things that could happen where everybody gets absolutely nothing out of it, and people have a lot of bad things that maybe weren't even proposed here, but can actually occur depending on the consequences and the things that the church kind of wants to come down on them for. The start is rough. Like, having to see Lawrence go here, dude literally threw money at him and told him, just leave me alone and I will pay you. Like, it's rough having to see this person that you've built up, you know, the successful person, confident, fairly confident at least, and has plenty of these skills and abilities, just on the ground, begging and pleading to other people for these things to save him. It's tough. Argument with Hollow begins. Things are not too great. He ends up having a plan. He gives her some money. He backs out. I got some shit to do, but she is not happy in the slightest. So we have to talk this stuff out. She's not too thrilled about the idea that he's willingly just giving her stuff like this, that he's willingly okay in trying to set up this scenario where if he has to leave her behind, he has to leave her behind, and she at least has something to kind of be with it, as opposed to coming to her and working this out together, them as a pairing, which, I mean, makes sense. I honestly, I think he said something where he was like thinking that he did things that were kind of too far, and he didn't think he would be able to actually kind of face her, which is kind of how I felt. I figured it would be a scenario like that, not that she would completely blame herself for selfishness, at least the way that she views it. wanting to be around him and wanting to, you know, observe everything that's happening while he's trying to get this money, but actually being the person who possibly prohibited any of that from actually happening. So them, of course, having to kind of vent this out together and get on the same page. And I like later when she talks about like how maybe they need to just get into arguments as opposed to dealing with it the way that they do. And typically that's what happens, right? Sometimes you get into an argument with somebody, or not sometimes, but a lot of times, like a standard conversation with somebody about like the issues and stuff that you have, and it doesn't have to turn into like actual verbal yelling or anything either. It can usually settle the dispute and kind of get everybody on the same page. But so many people are afraid of confrontation with each other and are afraid of actually facing that. It causes these rifts and these problems between them. So that's why communication is such a fucking important thing within any sort of relationship, friendship or fucking romantic. It doesn't really matter. And they kind of really need to do that. I love her getting mad and being like, it's not what I wanted to fucking hear, and him having to say how that she's important to him. Of course, she questions a lot and brings up a lot about his good nature that he has, how it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. You know what I mean? It makes him kind of come off a little too soft at moments for the things he does, and it makes him kind of come off not the way that maybe she really wants, but at the same time allows her to have this sense of security being around him and why she's able to be so comfortable and everything. So it ends up working. We come together. She's been thinking of a plan, but he's basically facing bankruptcy and we gotta force him into it. I didn't expect him to break down the way that he really fucking did, but he ends up doing it, and he's like, fuck it, I got nothing to lose at this point. He's like, I need this, extend Lawrence a few days and we'll be on our way. Now the plan is to get Nora involved, which is also a pretty simplistic thing. Church already suspicious of her. We can send her to, you know, these sketchy locations and pathways and everything, and nobody's gonna really have a problem because they're already observing and worried, you know, that she's coming through, and they're going to send her and do these things regardless. So it makes plenty of sense for us to kind of send her on that route, get her involved. She wants to kind of be freed a little bit from this. She also wants to have this ability at this future and everything that she wants. It all really works itself out. The only concern I guess I would really have about this is they go through this entire deal together, and they also like shake hands and do everything, which comes off a little sus at moments, I guess. If anybody's observing in the middle of a fucking town as opposed to trying to be like hidden or anything. I mean, maybe I guess this could be used to your advantage because it's like, why would you plot something wide out in the open like this? But at the same time, why would you plot something in the open like this? You know what I mean? So I don't know exactly how to feel, but I don't think anybody's probably watching on here, but I guess we'll be a little suspicious of that. She ends up basically just coming to an agreement with it though, and we're gonna smuggle some gold. I don't know, they said something about smuggling it like in the sheeps or the bellies or something, so I don't know if that means we're just gonna like put it on something and like tie it to them or like tape it to them, or if we're gonna like literally cut them open and like put it inside of them. I mean, that could work, I guess, but I don't know exactly what they're doing. But whatever they are, it's a way for us to avoid paying these tariffs and everything, and we can really make some extra money kind of out of it. Lawrence, of course, getting really worried at the end about Nora losing everything in the process and being so concerned about it. But look at her, look at the situation that she's kind of in. She's found her resolve, and she's very determined to go through and actually do this. He a good dude overall, you know, and we need to have a future where we can kind of spend some time and laugh together, and this is our best opportunity for that to occur. Nothing too complex, nothing too crazy, but it's a nice, really good job at kind of building this up. They do that a lot with the series, which is interesting because, not saying that doesn't happen, I guess, with a lot of them, but it almost feels like, let's transition, get you familiarized with people, and then we'll set up scenario of what's happening, and then we have like one episode of build up, and then it's like, all right, it's go time to actually make that happen. Whereas here, it's almost like, let's build up while introducing characters, and then we get to the point, but it's almost like we don't get to the point really for like many episodes. So it's like a interesting format almost for arcs that I feel like I haven't seen too much, and maybe it's just the way that it's presented feels slightly different, and it's actually not, and I'm just like spewing a bunch of nonsense right now, but something about it like feels a little bit different. It almost feels like we're always like in the background, maybe talking about something here or there, but like while we got here, literally the first episode that we were here, which was like three ago or something like that, we set up the idea that we're going bankrupt and a whole bunch of bad things are happening, you know, like it was set from the beginning, and everything's just kind of been in motion since then, as opposed to let's bring you to a new town, slowly get you accustomed to it, slowly have some stuff go down in the background, and then boom, this is happening, and then it's like, all right, now we build towards like what we do. So it's, I don't know, it's an interesting format. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you liked it all, like and subscribe. Do mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the videos and channel. Leave comments with this episode or series. I'll be back for episode 11 next week. I hope you have a great one. Peace.